Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Kay Murray and Stevie Nicol in the studio, and we've got two Frenchmen along for the ride as well. Jules Laurent and Frank Leboeuf is here too, as we talk more about some of the tweets that you guys have been sending in, and you guys will be answering them. We're going to start with a question about Manchester City. I'm going to come to you on this, Stevie. Should City get someone in, brackets winger, once Jesus and Sterling leave? Depending on Cole Palmer is too risky, given they will want to compete on all fronts.
No, not at all. No, pretty much two out, two in, if you're including Palmer. But they've got a centre forward now, so they're still going to have plenty of players to call on. Foden, Grealish, Mahrez, Palmer. I mean, how many players do you need? So, no, not at all. Not at all. And I think it's a smart move getting Palmer involved and getting him more time, while they still have plenty of cover. And when I say plenty of cover, I'm talking about world-class players. So, no, I think they're fine, City.
All right. Jules, is Arsenal ready to challenge the big teams for the Champions League spot next season after they spent on Jesus?
I think so, and I think Gabriel Jesus is not the end of their transfer window at all. I think there will be more activity, certainly. I don't know if they will get all the players they want, but certainly there will be more activity, more effort on their part. Challenge Champions League places, of course. They were challenging last season with a squad that was not as good as the one that they're building up now for this season. Challenging City and Liverpool, no, but challenging to finish third or fourth, definitely. So I think what they're doing is very, very interesting, certainly going the right way and the right dynamic. But you have to say that City and Liverpool, of course, are still ahead. But for the others, I think it will be playing field for sure.
Frank, why are you laughing?
No, because I thought, Jules would not put Liverpool and City out of the race, comparing to the others. Now that he did that, I agree with him. I totally agree with him. I think with Jesus, they're more capable of getting the Champions League spot, but I think they need more signings to be more comfortable, I would say.
We're just warming you guys up tonight because there's a few questions where both of you have been asked it, and this is the first of those. Frank and Jules, it seems like both Sven Botman and Nayef Aguerd will transition from Ligue 1 to the Premier League. How good are they, and will they be able to transition successfully? Jules?
I think they're two amazing talents, slightly different players, although they're both left-footed, but two of the best centre-backs we had last season in Ligue 1. They both had a little injury at some point, which I think didn't give them, in the end, the full season and the perfect season almost, but when they were playing, they were both fantastic. I mean, Aguerd, I think West Ham, this is a really good coup from them because he's elegant, he's quick, he's tall, he's good on the ball, he's clever, he's really pretty amazing at 25 years old. Botman is younger and maybe less of an experience, for example, for the national team compared to Aguerd, but he's so strong, he's good on the ball. This is the Ajax schooling of defenders again. And there's still some improvement to do for both of them in the Premier League, especially because it will be faster than in Ligue 1. But I think the two are outstanding signings for Newcastle and West Ham.
Who's the better signing, Jules?
It's hard. It's really hard to pick one ahead of the other. It depends really what you want. I think Botman is a stronger physically defender than Aguerd. Aguerd has maybe a little bit more pace, so certainly on the turn he's a little bit quicker than Botman. They're two really good ball-playing centre-backs, and again, both left-footed, which I think is really key here. I think they're really rare, those left-footed ball-playing centre-back, and you have two in there. I don't know, slightly cheaper Aguerd, and again, I think more experience in the sense that, for example, he's played African Cup of Nations, he's going to go to the World Cup. I don't know if Botman will go to the World Cup, but certainly doesn't have the same experience. But again, he's younger than Aguerd in terms of international football. I don't know. I like Botman a lot, but Aguerd is also a really good signing.
Jules answered that so well, Frank. I don't need to get whatever you were going to say.
He answered it so well, he didn't answer it.
No, but he gave us
It was a politician's answer.
No, that part there, but at the very beginning when he had to explain, which is what the question was, that was just me following up to say, what do you think?
Well, he never answered your question. That's all I'm saying.
Look at the referee, here's Stevie Nicol.
Who's the best? That's what you asked, right? And he never told you.
All right, ref. Okay, so, Frank, this is a difficult one that's coming next, but Jules, you're going to have to answer too. Start, bench and sell.
Oh, no.
Prime Zidane, prime Platini or prime Henry?
Oh. When I was young, my idol was Platini, so I will never betray my my idol. So I will start Platini, I will bench Zidane, and I will sell. Is that sell? Thierry Henry.
Yep.
You know, it's hard because it's unfair because we are talking about fantastic players, but I have to answer that question and I have to make choices. So they are my choices.
Are you happy with Frank's answer, Stevie? Did he give what was asked of him there?
He certainly did, and
right.
more, Frank, I would suggest. And more.
And more.
And more.
Gave the explanation as well.
Yes.
Okay, so if Frank
Jules, that's how
teaches
you do
pet.
it, all right? Just
Come on, Jules.
the one-to-one.
You got to follow up here.
Wow, I agree with Frankie. This is a tough one. I think I agree with him. I think I go exactly the same order. I think Platini, prime Platini is unplayable because there's the goals as well as the creativity. It's basically, I think, in his prime, and again, we think, this is the 80s. It's a bit of a mix of the sort of clinical ability that Thierry has, or had, and the creativity that Zidane bring, and you had almost that in one player in Michel Platini. So I go Platini, Zidane, and Thierry then.
Okay, right. Next question for all, and I'll start with you, Stevie. Who is that one player that made them fall in love with football?
Oh.
Well, one of them you wouldn't know. I'm a Rangers fan, a Glasgow Rangers fan. So it was a winger called Willie Henderson. So when I started playing, I was a winger. But the other one would be George Best. I had, as soon as the George Best boots came out, my mum got me a pair of them. So those two guys.
Okay, nice. Guys, I'll go to you, Frank.
Well, we just talked about Michel Platini, and it was a real reference for me in terms of, as you said, creativity and effectiveness as well. And because of the class of the player, Franz Beckenbauer, I followed the last years of his career because I followed the World Cup in '74. It was absolutely fantastic. You know, with the outside of the foot, he was a leader. He was charismatic, and it was good defensively. But the way he was conducting his defense and the whole team was absolutely fantastic.
Speaking of Platini, Frank, didn't you miss an epic game because you went on a date instead?
Yes, that's true. That's true. My father had tickets of the semi-final of the European Championship in '84 in Marseille, and I went for a date. Yeah, well, I was 84. Oh, that was with my ex-wife.
Should have gone to the game, Frank. Anyway, Jules, who made you fall in love with football?
A bit like Stevie, I don't know how many of the viewers will know about Safet Suzic. He was the PSG number 10 when I was growing up. He played for Yugoslavia. He was an incredible talent, so elegant, so good technically on the ball, like a really old school number 10. And then there was the Ginola, Weah, Valdo generation, of course, when I was a little bit younger. But yeah, Suzic was something very special as a kid to watch.
It's so nice when you hear that. Everybody always has a player, and it often is somebody that people won't know as well as some of the others. No. Okay, Jules, we know you love your basketball. Next question. What are people in France saying about Victor Wembanyama, the young French basketball player? I would hate to see him end up in Oklahoma City.
I would love him to join the NBA. I'm not sure about the Thunders, but he's an incredible prodigy. He's only 18. But already I think a lot of the NBA franchises have their scouts and their eyes on him for the next draft, because I think he would be, if he chooses to go to the draft, he will be the #1 pick. He's 2'15" or 17, I think, and he can shoot 3-pointers almost like Steph Curry. So incredible talent, like talent that you only see once in a generation. And he still has, of course, a lot to learn, and he needs to get a bit buffer and more solid physically because he's quite skinny. But he has a hand literally of a point guard, and he plays center. So he has an amazing future ahead of him. And I can't wait to see him if he elects for the draft again. I can't wait to see him in the NBA.
Yeah, that's 7'2".
You knew I was going to ask, didn't you? Yeah. I was like, who does Jules think he's talking to? 2'15". How about the feet and inches, for goodness sake?
I had a huge faux pas with this.
I don't know in feet. I don't even know how.
It doesn't exist anymore.
7'2".
Yeah, but you tell me
have to go in
7 foot. For
metrics
me,
now.
I see 7 foot like this in my head, and it doesn't make any sense.
Well, we were talking about Real Madrid's basketball team once, and I said he's 2.7 metres tall. Didn't realise that I meant 2.07 metres. And my colleague, it wasn't Dan Thomas, went, yes, the size of a small fir tree. So he didn't let me away with that one. Stevie, I'm not going to let you away with the last question. Stevie, Sophie's choice. Shaved head for a year or no shepherd's pie for a year?
Oh, dear.
Come on, Stevie. Come on,
I tell
Stevie.
you what, honestly, I'd rather have no shepherd's pie for a year than have my head shaved like that.
What would you eat?
Oh,
What's wrong with you? What do you have? You have a problem with me? You don't like me?
Frank, there's a slight difference between you with the bald head and me. People laugh at me. They don't laugh at you. In fact, they swoon when they see you, Frank, as we all do. No, I was so...
Oh, right.
And I couldn't stand everybody laughing at me all the time. As soon as when I got my hair cut and I walked through the door, they all started laughing at me. My grandson, my granddaughter just started laughing. And then my wife started laughing and then followed it with, okay, it's not that bad. Yeah, right. So,
Well, the picture you sent, Dan, it was just like your head and this bit here. Like
seriously. No, I'm sorry. The shepherd's pie would have to go.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have my hair like that.
I would not have had you down as vain, Stevie, but you learn something new every day on Extra Time.
No, that was bad.
It was bad.
Aye.
It was bad. We would have to endure it too as well, so
Yeah.
that's better. And obviously the difference between you and Frank is he's won the World Cup. But yeah, so yeah, he can get away with
Thank
it.
you. That's the point. That's the point.
You're
Yeah.
at it.
Just sticking up for Jules because you were going at him.
I don't know.
earlier,
I
you
don't know if I take it. I don't know if I take it as a compliment, Kay. Whatever, you know.
It's a compliment, Frank.
You know,
it's
I guess
a compliment. You're rocking the ball,
thank you.
as
Okay, I
always.
take it as a compliment.
All right. Thanks so
Okay.
much for sending in
Thank
your
you.
tweets. We'll be doing it all again
You're welcome.
tomorrow. Make sure you keep on sending those in, and the guys will answer them. We are available 7 days a week here on ESPN FC. Make sure to always join us.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.